Hello, hello, hello. This is Scrapping Like a Lady. How you guys doing today? It is, I don't want you to see me because I got my Grandma Moses rag on my head and I am ready to tuck myself away for the night in bed, but I thought I'd come in here and for a good solid hour talk to the people. I've gotten so that I don't get to do whipping chats. I just get to do a live and wham, I'm gone. And I was like, you know what? You need to get into a solid routine. And that's that. So this is Wednesday night. Nothing usually goes on Wednesday night. I used to go to church on Wednesday nights, but I don't do that much anymore. Not to say that I won't start doing it again. Just right now, I have not been doing it. I haven't found myself a good church to go to be honest with you. I go into church and it's just as dead as anything. I'm like, the music's dead. It's just dead. The same old songs. I don't mean to be bashing church, but that's just what it is today. It's just the same old stuff from when I was a little girl. I'm like, okay, Lord. I woke up this morning, the first thing on my mind is the Lord. So I had church by myself. So back to Wednesdays. I'm going to try to do whipping chats on Wednesdays. And I'm going to try to be consistent with that. I know I just kind of randomly pop up. You never know what I'm going to do. So don't hold me to it. I'm just saying I'm going to try to be consistent. Just like I try to be on time for work. No. Well, Jesus, I'm tickling myself. Y'all know I don't be trying to be on time for work. I ought to be shamed, but shame I am not. I was watching this one lady diamond paint. And it was so meticulously done. I was like, you know what? You need to just quit because you're never going to diamond paint like she diamond paints. This lady peeled off a little 4x4 area and she was diamond painting and everything, her drills, just everything just looked perfect. And I said, Lisa, you are all over the place with your diamond painting. And then I said, you know what? You know what I said? It's mine. So what? Yours don't have to be like hers. Yours has to be a replica or an image or personifies you. And that's it. Right? I had messed up over here and I had to take off every last one of those messed up drills. Oh my God. I was so glad there was no one present in this room. After a while, my husband did come in and he wanted to show me something. And then he said, what are you doing? And I said, all of these are the wrong color. And then when I got them all off, he was still in there. And the shade that I picked was ever so lightly, it was just a lighter color. And I was just like, you know what? Had I have known or even thought about for a minute, as opposed to being frustrated, I'd have left those dang on drills on there and said, you know what? Mine is just going to be a little bit different than everybody else. And I'm always okay with a little bit different. Like my stuff don't have to look like somebody else's stuff. No, my stuff have to look like whatever I come up with. Whatever comes out of me and lands on the canvas or whatever I'm making or doing, that's what it is, you know? Hey. So anyways, today, I'm sure you can hear it in my voice. You're probably like, what is going on with Miss Scrapping Like a Lady? Where's her positive energy? Well, I ain't got none today. Today was a jacked up day. Like everything that could go wrong in my little funky world, yeah, it went wrong. It was a backwards day. It was just a backwards day, y'all. I'm not going to get into all the details of what happened, but just know in my field, yeah. I, I'm not even going to recant it, because if I do, I'll just get a little heavy in my chest and my spirit, and I don't need to do that. I just need to move on. But just know, if I say it was a jacked up day, hell, it was a jacked up day, because I'm really good at flipping the days and thinking positive about stuff. But that's just, I was listening to, what is it, Nightbird. You know, she died, and they showed some videos before she died. And she was an extremely positive person, you know? And she was like, you're not weak because you admit to having a bad day or stuff just as crappy in your life at that time. That's it, it's just a reality, you know? And I was like, yeah, just own it. Go with it. I mean, that's just being true to yourself. If it's a crappy day, it's a crappy day. The only thing I didn't do was argue with Pam. We didn't get into an argument or a fight, so it wasn't that. I did get into one with my husband, Mr. Righteous. Actually, it was multiple conversations. You know how you fuss about one thing and it goes from one thing to another thing to another thing, and then you totally forgot about what you were fussing about originally. Yeah, it was like that. I was just in a bad mood. I just needed to be left alone when I came home, and then he wanted to say something that was insensitive, and I just, yeah, that's all right. Y'all know the making up is better than the fussing, so I'll make up with him later on. But as of right now, he can go fly a double kite. So, moving on. You guys know, I tell you the truth. Being married is not easy. Being single is not easy. Being alive is not easy. Being a sister is not easy. Being a friend is not easy. Being in love and being in hate is not easy. It's all difficult, as we're human beings. So, I did soak my feet right now. I'm soaking my dishes too, because I didn't feel like washing them, but I'm soaking them, so I'll be able to go downstairs and just rinse them off and keep moving. But I bought one of those foot massager, you know, it's supposed to wash and massage and do all of this stuff. It was a piece of crap. Now I'm pissed about that. But it was just a piece of crap. Just took my money, and that's the bottom line. That thing needs to go in the trash. The only thing I can say that it's good for is that you can use it to actually soak your feet. But hell, you could buy a 99-cent basin for that. All right, y'all, I'm going to hush up. I'm on a rampage tonight. So, shall we talk about something positive? Maybe I can get myself out of my own funk. So, my feet have a spot on both sides, on the underside, of course, but both feet have a little area that's like the size of a nickel that gets really callous, and it's because of the way I walk, you know, the pressure spot where you walk. And so my husband this morning, he was like, oh my God, honey. Normally I go and I get my feet taken care of, right? Well, I didn't feel like going on Monday because I had to go get my brows done, and I wanted to clean the guest bathroom and do some sprucing before I left because I knew I was going to be in the mood and it was going to be late by the time I got back. You guys know I didn't even do a live with you guys. So I opted not to get my feet done. Mistake number one. Yeah, not smart. Now I got my man over here thinking that I'm just some crustacean, you know, just a crusty old cracker. I should have went and got my feet done. That serves me right for being so lazy. I got to get out of this funk. I have to. I have to get some air beneath my wings, you know, get some direction in life. And, yeah, that's what I need to do. You know what's good about YouTube is that you can vent, get things off your chest, and you don't really have to worry about anybody speaking back to you. You can fully vent. I was part of this group, and that's a good idea. I need to go back there, Lisa. Yes, I was part of this group, and you're not allowed. They'll bring up a topic, and we start talking and discussing the topic. And I forget what they call it, but no one can interrupt you when you're talking. They give you a certain amount of time. The moderator can, say, thank you for sharing, meaning that that's all you can say. But nobody can touch you or give you, napkins or rub on you or nothing. The box is right there in the middle of the circle, and you can get a box or, get a Kleenex if you want it yourself, but that's it. No one's going to interrupt your flow of speech. And that's what I like about doing videos, your whipping chats or even just talking to you guys, because I get to talk without being interrupted or someone interjecting their opinion or their thought. Now, you will get comments and, in my case, texts and things like that, which is cool, hey, whatever. But you can choose to talk to it, but it's uninterrupted thoughts. How often do you get that? So if you're thinking about doing a YouTube channel, you should, because it's very beneficial to your soul. At least for me it is. Yeah. And I noticed that when I do whipping chats, maybe it's later in the evening too, but the serious Lisa comes out, the scrapping like a lady that just is deep in thought, not time to go to work. What do you guys want to talk about? Yeah, just a different Lisa. And there's many Lisas, there's many of all of us. We have different personalities. You have your work voice. Hello, this is such and such at so-and-so. Can I help you? And then there's that tolerant voice. Oh, did your thing come broken? Let me help you with that. And you think it to yourself, you probably broke it yourself. But we have to be nice and deliver nice customer service. That's why I really like my job, because I really get to be me a lot and not the me that is waiting for me at home, If I don't like something or someone, I tell them right then and there. Yeah, I don't have a problem with telling people. And sometimes Pam's like, Lisa. I'm like, oh, okay. And sometimes I'm like that with Pam too. Yeah, I'm like that with her more than she's like that with me. But working with the public can be really trying. I mean, honestly, it can be really trying. People try you every single day. Every single day. Granted, I'll tell you guys, I've got great clients, but even great clients can be in themselves sometime. Come in there smelling themselves. So yeah. Now, I know there are a lot of events going on. Miss Crochet and Coffee is having an event. there's the Spangler event. No, not Spangler. What is it? I know, Miss Cat, you're already saying the name. The guy that does all the landscaping. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Yeah, him. They're having one of their, one of his events, whatever his name is. And did you guys see Randall Spangler's new diamond painting? The large mansion diamond painting. And I was told that there is Mr. Spangler is standing, I think, on the porch or whatever. I'm going to zoom in on the picture. I have not purchased it. I don't know why I haven't. I really want to get the David McLean paintings, all of them. But I'm waiting to see the new ones that they put out. There's one in particular I have to have if he does it in a diamond painting. So, yeah. It's a window with cats. And I saw that and I was just like, I am going to bother him until he's like afraid to put anything else out until he does that picture in a diamond painting. Because the looking out the window, it was like you were in that room, whichever way he drew it. It was like you were engulfed in the walls and the books and stuff around you, and it was so lifelike. I'm like, oh my gosh. Yeah. That one would sell over and over again out, just sell out. So, what an amazing artist. Mrs. Katz did an amazing job with Ticket to Ride. I mean, I cannot wait for her next event. And I'm going to try to be more attentive and do all the stuff. You know, she's so sweet. She would, you know, talk to me and say, make sure you do this, Lisa. And I'm like, oh, baby girl, thank you. Because I don't keep up very well with things. So I appreciate her immensely being my friend and my walk along. You know, I'm always watching a sew along the video. That's what I go to sleep to at night, and I wake up to, because I have my notepad right there. So as soon as I open my eyes, I just click on the next video. And then my husband brings me coffee, and I watch videos until it's time for me to get in the shower. Hey, baby.
I'm going to bed.
You going to bed?
Uh-huh.
Why?
Because I got to wake up early.
Oh, to go get your TB shot?
Yeah.
Mama, love you. Bye, baby. So this rep came in today, and the machine that he wants me to buy is $189,000, and he said he could get it to me cheaper than that. And he said, well, I could probably get you one for $130. My job is not to make money off the sale. My job is to get as many machines in as many hands as possible, which is good to know. So I'm thinking about this machine. I haven't cleared it in my mind. If I really, truly need this machine, it is a lot of money no matter who's buying it. And the consumables to the machine are very expensive as well. So not only do you have to buy the machine, but you have to continue to buy the consumables to the machine in order to use the machine, which is one thing that I absolutely hate. Now, one of my machines that I bought was $130,000. And that machine has paid for itself over and over again. It is a workhorse. Like, I use that machine every single day. And it's been paid off for 2 years now or so. Yeah, about 2 years. So now it's all profit, right? And I'm like, ooh, I hope my machine never breaks, because if it breaks, then the service call is like $6,000 to get it fixed, or actually $6,000, and hopefully they'll be able to fix it. What if they can't fix it and they're like, you got to get a new machine? You know, that would suck. Seriously. They do have insurance for the machine, which I opted not to take the insurance for the machine because the insurance was like, I want to say like $1,200, $1,500 a month for the insurance. Now, if I had taken the insurance, let's just say it's $1,000 for the insurance times a year. Whoops, that's $12,000. And then if I'd had this machine paid for 2 years, that's $24,000 I would have paid to them. Hell, you're on your way to paying for another machine. What if it runs for another 2 to, I don't know, what if it never stops working? So if you think about it, if it breaks and I had to pay $6,000, that's only a half a year. And if I've had it paid off for 2 years, and that's $24,000, then that's like $18,000 down the drain that I would have given them. So those are the kind of things I'm a risk taker, I guess. You know, we didn't have insurance. My husband was like, let's just get Cobra to cover us in the interim. I was like, wait a minute here. You're talking about people who never go to the doctor. Like, never go to the doctor. And you want to pay these people, it was going to be $1,800 a month for the Cobra. And he's like, but what if something happens? I'm like, boy, bye. I just don't subscribe to that. I says, I'll pray, nothing will happen. So, for what, 5 or 6 months, we didn't have insurance. Something could have happened, granted. But nothing happened. But it does feel good to have insurance again, because who wants to play that game for a long period of time? Not me. Now, if I was more fragile with my diabetes, like, it's bad, but I don't have to worry about it dropping so rapidly that I wind up in a hospital, you know. And it goes up really far too. Well, it doesn't go down rapidly unless I take too much medication. One time I woke up, it was so low, I was just shaking. Oh my gosh. But normally it's too high. Way too high. Okay, let's do number 4. So what have you guys been up to? Nothing much? Not a good day, not a bad day, just a day. You know, sometimes we have those too. Where is the number 4 at? We just are on this treadmill. Why can't I find number 4? That's when you know you just need to, here it is, 48, go to bed. You can't even count. You can't even count, girl. You just need to go to bed. Cameron said, Mom, when I get a package today, it's going to have my name on it, but it's actually for you. It's some supplements that I got you for diabetes. More for the metformin, the medication you take with your diabetes, because that metformin makes my stomach just, oh my gosh, just pump right up, like so irritable. And so he went out and did some research and was like, this is what you need. So I took it tonight, and I haven't taken my nighttime medication yet. And I'm not going to stay up too late because I want to get some good sleep. I got a lot of patients tomorrow. So the best way to have a good day is to start off with a good night's sleep. That much I do know. So this weekend I'm off, and I really feel like I need to get away without Willie or the kids, without any friends. I need to just check into a hotel and just spend some time by myself. Ever do that? Just check into a hotel by yourself. If not, you should. Because it doesn't matter if you're a mama, a daddy, a sister, a cousin. Sometimes we just need to get away from all that's familiar to us. You know, just have our me time. That's what I need to do. I need some me time, some Lisa time to refuel. And to be able to appreciate what you have. Sometimes you have to have it taken away from you, or you need to walk away for a little bit. And that'll give you an appreciation. Writing things down in a book, all that I'm grateful for, will give you an appreciation. One lady says, I got a book of gratitude, and I write every day something I'm grateful for. And I says, oh, yeah. And she was able to rattle off a whole lot of things that she's grateful for right off the top of her head. And she says, I read them back often, and they make me smile. Because sometimes we can forget what other people do for us. And so I have a book. It's a little bitty book. And it's for you can be grateful for your mate. And so I wrote down about 4 or 5 little pages. Willie did this, and Willie did that, and Willie did this, you know. Well, the other day, I went back and I read some of it. And there's only a couple things on each page, and some pages only one thing on it because they're very small pages. But she's right. It does make you smile. You're just like, oh, yeah, he did do that. He did go out and wash my car for 2 hours and polish it and wax it. My sister, she kills me. When her husband does something, she's like, oh, honey. And she's so appreciative. And I'm like, wasn't he supposed to do that? And she's like, oh, Lisa, be quiet. And then I come and my husband does even something bigger and more grandiose than her husband did. And I'm like, oh, okay, awesome. He's like, you're so ungrateful. I'm like, what did I do? My sister just shake her head. Yeah. We all can be more grateful. You know, our kids wash the dishes and we're like, he live here too, rent free. You know, as opposed to being like, oh, honey, that was so sweet of you to wash the dishes for the house, you know, or whatever, you know. No, we have always something to smirk about. Ooh, that's Logan. He done dropped something over there. There. That looks better. Now, was that even supposed to go over there? I don't know, Jesus. I'm doing number 4, and I put that little hashtag 1 over there. That's all good. I'm not going to worry on it. You ever look at your diamonds and you're like, I can squeeze another one in there? I don't know how that even happens. Sometimes the lines become blurred as opposed to a slot for 3. It becomes a slot for 4. Does that ever happen to anybody but me? And you can't tell because the diamonds are so close together on some of them, you know. This phone booth is life. Like, these drills are so awesome. I just learned, someone told me last night that Diamond Art manufactures their own drills. How neat is that? I did not know that. I did not know. But I do's now. But I do's. That's pretty cool. So their drills really do look like diamonds. Cameron ordered Italian food. We love this place called Romo's. And Cameron was like, he sent me a text. Just relax, Mom. I took care of dinner. And he just ordered dinner. And he never asked for like his money back. He never says anything until I'm like, Cameron, what's wrong with your account? And he's like, Mom, I've been buying food. And he buys very expensive food. Like, he likes $40 steaks. And, you know, he's like, Mom, those 3 steaks weren't cheap. They're like $40. And for 2 of them. And I had to get 2 packages. So, yeah, it was expensive. I'm like, yeah, okay. But, I mean, if you go out and have a steak dinner, you can pay $50 just for the one person. So 2 steaks for $40 is not bad. Or 4 for $80, you know. I just love food. That's just my problem. Pam has been picking up my oatmeal in the morning. And she's like, you're not getting oatmeal every day. Between the 2 coffees and your oatmeal, it comes to $4.70. And I'm like, she's like, I'll buy you some packages of oatmeal. I'm like, that is not going to be the same. Maybe it is, and it's just in my head. But You know, McDonald's, they give you the little cranberries and raisins, and they give you the sliced apples. Felicia, bye. Just get my oatmeal and leave me alone. I say, here, I'll give you money. Because she don't stop for the coffee. She might as well get my oatmeal. That's the way I see it. And then the other day, she didn't get my butter with my oatmeal. And she said to the lady, oh, I'm going to eat butter with that. Because I was like, Pam, how am I going to eat this oatmeal without butter? She's like, ah. So the next day, she made sure to get the butter. And she said the lady told her, when you go through the drive-thru and you want oatmeal with butter, you need to specify that before you get up here to pick up your order. I got to go all the way to the back to get the butter. I was like, Felicia, how come these kind of things only happen to you? Why they don't happen to me? Why do I need to ask you for butter? Why aren't you offering that to me? Isn't that a better suggestion than to tell me to ask for something that goes with the oatmeal? Surely I'm not the only person in Texas that eat butter with my oatmeal. Yeah. So Pam said she could tell the lady felt bad because her whole tone changed. And Pam was like very nice to her. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I do that. When the lady gave me a hard time about moving when she was taking my blood, which I did not move. And then she stormed out the room and said she wasn't dealing with me. It was really because I was a hard pick and, you know, you can't get my blood. You got to listen to me tell you how to get the blood because I don't have any veins that you can see. I know that. And the lady that always does me know that, but this was a new girl. So she stormed off after she accused me of moving not once, but twice. And I was looking at the needle on my arm, and I'm not squeamish. And I clearly saw myself, and myself did not move. So she went and got the other girl and came back and was like standing there. The other girl just listened to what I said on the second time. The first time she thought she could get it, and I was like, you got to go right here in the back of my arm. And she listened to me, and she got it. And that was that. And when I was leaving out, I didn't make that girl feel bad. I was just like, it's whatever, you know. I was like, have a great day, you know. So she thought, oh, she didn't even notice that I treated her bad. Oh, baby girl, I noticed. Believe you me. And the person I was talking to on the phone was like, she is rude. I was like, the day is long. So maybe Pam was having one of her Lisa days where it's just not worth it to make somebody have a bad day for the whole rest of the day. Because then that's going to set them off to treat the next person as, you know, unkind. So, yeah. I think my husband is asleep. I'm trying to listen to see if I can hear him snore. Yesterday when I was up here, I was going to bring you guys here while I was, you know, and do a Wip Chat, but I was talking to someone on the phone yesterday, and we talked for 3 hours. 3 hours, Jesus. And then when it was 3 o'clock in the morning, I was like, okay, fool, you better go to bed. It's time for you to get a little bit of sleep. Because you're going to be something to reckon with tomorrow. That's probably why I was in such a foul mood when I was dealing with the people in this house, i.e. my husband. Because maybe I'm tired. That could be what it is. I'm tired. And I'm not being rational. No, that ain't it. You're like, oh, she had a little epiphany. She's being enlightened. No, that's not what it was. But it could be some of it. My husband always say, you're so stubborn. He's not lying about that. I can be stubborn. My mom and my dad, they would say that I'm stubborn too. Because if I make my mind up, heaven or hell is not going to change it. No. I wanted another baby after I had Richard. You know, I just knew I was supposed to have more kids, you know. And when I was in Germany and they told me that I wasn't going to be able to, I was like, oh, no, you didn't. Now I've got to make it my life mission to either have it or steal it. But I'm getting one. And then I got my Cameron. And then I got my Logan. I should have caught the nearest flight to Germany if I could say, see, doctors, you don't know what you're talking about. I heard today one of my clients was telling me some bad news, that her husband has to have surgery again, and 2 surgeries, one after another, right? And I was like, gosh, that's so crappy. And he's only, 55 years old. And I was like, oh no, this is crap. Okay. And she's like, I got something worse than that if you want to hear something really bad news. And I was like, okay. Put it that way, it sounds real juicy. What's the bad news? And her neighbors were going to visit a relative, the mother, the father, the son, and the daughter. They got into a car crash and all 4 of them perished. Oh, my Mulaney's. That is so sad. Like, yeah, and she said they had just finished building their house and wow. And the children, the boyfriend stayed behind to take care of the dog. And my client said she saw him and they were all out walking their dogs. And, you know, she's like, he is all so sad, you know, of the situation. And I'm like, wow, I can't even imagine, like, everybody gone. Everybody's gone. Yeah. You know, if you don't have a will, you ought to think about getting one. Who are you going to leave your stuff to? You know, I've got a client that doesn't have any children. And she's like, oh, I've got a great niece or something like that, she says, you know. I'm like, you need to get a will. You need to delegate where you want your crap to go, or else the state will come in and just collect your stuff, right? Isn't that the way it goes? I know that's kind of sad. Like, Lisa, why are you talking about this? because it's something we all need to do. Some of us are not going to be raptured up in the end, you know. Some of us are going to have to stay down here and live, you know. If that's the case, there's no need for a will. But until then, if you die before the end of the world comes, where do you want your crap to go? I'm just saying. I've got stuff that I'd like to go to my sister. I got stuff that I'd like to go to Kimberly. Like my ring. I like my daughter to have it. She already knows that, though. My expensive watches. Just things like that. I'd like them to go to my kids, you know. But what if my kids died with me like that lady kids did? Then what? Wow. Think about it. Because it's gonna happen one of these days. I guess we never think about ourselves in that way, you know? We always think we're gonna live forever. All right. It's late, and you guys are probably hearing me rambling on, tired escapades. And you're like, scrapping like a lady? Yeah, you need to go to bed, because you ain't worth 2 cents tonight. Well, you know what? You're right. But I've got to put these W's down. Then Oz goes to bed. All right? Where are you at, W? There you go. Well, you know what? I'm not going to fill that whole thing up because I would have to refill all of this. But I'm going to put down these right here. You know, I thought I was running out of a drill. I was like, this big old area right here is all going to need drills. And I only had like these little purple ones right here. But you can't predict how many drills is in a tray when you pour them out. Sometimes it looks like a little bit, but it winds up being a lot. In the case of the purple drills, I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, really? Diamond Art Club, you didn't give me enough? And I was like, my bad. Scratch everything I said, Diamond Art Club. You still #1 in my book. Yeah. So I need to go shopping. Actually, who am I kidding myself? I need to stay out of the diamond art world because I've spent, let's see, this month on diamond art supplies, not even canvases. Well, actually, can I say this month? It's now March. It's a new month. It's March 2nd. But let's just say within the last 14 days, I have spent about, I'd say $1,200 on Diamond Art Club stuff. So I need to lay off and put that money towards paying off that mortgage. Right? That's what I need to do. Look at that. I thought that wasn't going to be enough to finish those W's. Wrong again. Wrong again. Oh, Jesus. Not only was there enough to do it, it was more than enough. It was more than enough. I was listening to some old school jams. She asked her for a hand. Said, would you like to dance? Who was that? Oh, the DeBarge. Do you guys know that group? DeBarge? Oh my God, that guy was so sexy. He married Janet Jackson at one time. He was a light-skinned brother with long hair. I think they were like Puerto Rican or something. Oh my gosh. I used to love looking at him. I didn't have a crush on him because he wasn't manly. He was just pretty to look at, you know? Like, oh my God, you are so pretty. But all of the DeBarges were pretty. All right. Never underestimate the drills. It was really nice to talk to you guys, and I actually feel so much better that I was able to get some of this blech off my chest. And you don't have to know what I was walking about. You just need to know that I was walking. So, I'm going to bed. I gotta take my medicine. Deuces.